Hey guys, are you ready for calendar? All right, what month are we in? November. Let's sing our November song. Leaves are falling, winter's calling. We are thankful for our friends. November. It's November once again. Now, we haven't been doing calendar every day, so we got to do a little catch-up work. We've been having shapes this month, and some of our shapes are flat. What do we call flat shapes? 2D. 2D means flat. 2D means flat. 2D means flat. And it's called 2D because it has 2 dimensions. Do you remember what the 2 dimensions are we can measure on flat shapes? Height and width. They all have height and width. Height and width. Height and width. So on all of our flat shapes, we can measure how tall they are and how wide they are. Now, some shapes take up space and they like stick out. They're not flat. You can like hold them. Do you guys remember what I called these? Instead of 2D, they're 3D because they have 3 dimensions. 3D, 3 dimensions. They have height and they have width like our flat shapes, but they also have depth. They have height, width, depth, okay? Height, width, depth. Height, width, depth. Our 3D shapes could also be called solid. They take up space. Solid. 3D and solid. They have height, width, depth. See how they go back? All right, so let's look at what shapes we've had so far. We had a square, cube. This was a cube. Circle, sphere. Sphere is like a ball. Rectangle, too short, too long. That's a rectangle. Then we had what looks like a can. We called that a cylinder. Another circle. Then on Sunday, you had something that looks like an ice cream cone, and it really is called a cone. Then we had a square letter. Then we had a box. Do you remember what I called this? Cube. We had a cube. Now, yesterday was Wednesday, and yesterday's shape was, it's a clock. What shape is a clock? It's a circle. Very good. There's no points, no straight sides. It's a circle. All right, now let's look at today's. Any guesses what today's going to be? It kind of looks like a circle, but is a basketball flat? No, basketballs are not flat. They have 3 dimensions. They stick out. They're a solid. So this is not a circle. A basketball would be a sphere. These are called spheres. They roll around. They have no points. Spheres. Can you say sphere? A basketball would be a sphere. When you were in preschool, you probably called it a ball, but the big kid word is sphere. Sphere. Now let's review some of our 3D shapes, our shapes that take up space. Remember, we call them 3D because they have 3 dimensions. They have height, width, depth. Height, width, depth. Let's review some 3D shapes. Do you remember this one? Cube. This is a cube. Do you remember this one? This was today's. Sphere. This one? Cylinder. It's a cylinder. Do you remember this one? Cone, like an ice cream cone. Remember this one? Cylinder, like a can of soup. Cylinder. You remember this one? Cube, like a box. Cube. Today's shape? Sphere. Sphere. Cylinder. Cube. Sphere. Cone. All right, one more shape question. I told you the big kid word for points. Does anybody remember what the big kid word for points is? Vertices. Vertices are points. Vertices are points. Vertices are points. The big kid word for the points are vertices. Okay? See how it's got a point? Vertices. See how this one has points? Those are called vertices. Do Do you see any points on this one? No, cylinders don't have any vertices. What about on the sphere? Do you see any points? Nope, no points. Okay, let's go to our collection. Remember, we are collecting popsicle sticks this month. And since we didn't do calendar yesterday, we're gonna do 2 collections today, for today and for yesterday, okay? Let's see what I get. Today we're collecting 4 popsicle sticks the first time. 4 popsicle sticks. So I'm gonna start by putting them in the 5 frame because we're gonna work on our 5 buddies and our 10 buddies. All right, so I put 4 into the 5 frame. Did that fill up the 5 frame? No, there's still a space. So let's see if we can write the equation for our 5 buddies. 4 and something else would be 5. What does 4 need with it to make 5? It would need 1 more. 4 and 1 are 5 buddies. Now we're going to move up to our 10 frame. We're going to see what goes with 4 to make 10. All right, let's move the sticks up. Put it in the 10 frame. Did that fill up our 10 frame? No! We have an empty space here and we have 5 empty spaces there. So how many more does 4 need to make 10? It would need 5 and 1 more, so it would need 6. 4 and 6 are 10 buddies. 4 plus 6 equals 10. All right, I'm going to take these and I'm going to put them down in there. And I'm going to erase, because we also have to spin for today. Remember, that was yesterday's spin. So let's see how many we're getting for today. You ready? Ooh. 5. We're gonna get 5. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put it in the 5 frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So take a look at our 5 frame. Is it full? Yes, it is full. So what do we need to add to 5 to make it 5? We don't need to add anything. What number means nothing? 0, so 5 and 0 are 5 buddies. Now let's move them up to the 10 frame. Let's see who 5's 10 buddy is. So 5 and what would equal 10? What goes with 5 to make it 10? Because remember, we have to have the same over here that's on this side of the equal sign. So 5 and what would make 10? How many more do we need? We would need 5 more. 5 and 5 make 10. 5 and 5 are 10 buddies. Okay, you know what? I'm going to get the 4 out that we got before. Let's see how many we collected today and yesterday. If I put 5 and 4 together, how many did we collect today and yesterday all together? If I put 5 and 4 together, how many do you see? Well, 5 and 4 together is almost 10. It's missing 1. What number is almost 10, but it's missing 1? 9. 5 plus 4 equals 9. Now let's take a look at 9. What is 9 missing to make it 10? How much more would 9 need? 1 more. 9 and 1 are 10 buddies. Very good. All right, let's take these and let's put them in our pocket. I wonder how many we've collected this week. We still have Friday's collection, so we'll have to wait and see. Okay, now I do want to make sure we update how many days we've been in school. So let's come on over here. I want to look at this chart today, okay? Let's add an X to the chart. And when I add an X, look, it filled up another row. We made another group of 5. And then 5 and 5 makes 10. We've just made a new 10 stick. So look how many 10 sticks we have now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 1 group of 10, 2 groups of 10, 3 groups of 10, 4 groups of 10, 5 groups of 10. Do you know how much 5 groups of 10 is? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We've now been in school for 50 days. Let's see what other numbers we can find inside of 50. What about this? 2 10 sticks. That would be 20. And then 3 10 sticks. That would be 30. And then all together we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. When I see this 20 and 30 equals 50, it reminds me of 5 buddies. 2 and 3 equals 5. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Because 2 groups of 10 and 3 groups of 10 is 5 groups of 10, just like 5 buddies. Wow, that's so cool. What about this? Do you see 4 groups of 10? That would be 40. Plus 1 more group of 10? That would be 50. Hey, that reminds me of the 5 buddies. 4 plus 1 equals 5. Just like that, 4 10s and 1 10 equals 5 10s. That would be 50. Whoops. Sorry, guys. All right, let's go ahead and add a dot to our 10 frames. So now take a look at our 10 frames. How many full 10 frames do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full 10 frames. Now each 10 frame has how much? 10, so let's try counting by 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We have 50 all together. And let's go ahead and add a chain link. And, oh look, we made another 10, so I'm gonna move it over here with the other 10s. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now I want to update our straws real quick. 116. Take it over here and look what's going to happen. There's 9 in here right now. Can you put 9 on your fingers? And we're going to add 1 more. What happens when we add 1 more to 9? It makes 10. What happens when you get 10? You have to bundle up and move on. Say it with me. Bundle up and move on. Remember, you can only live in the ones house if you are all by yourself as a 1, like these guys. But once you get 10, you're not allowed to stay in the 10s house anymore. You're too big. So they make you bundle your whole family up and move over to the 10s house. So since everybody moved, nobody's in the ones house anymore. Now we only had 4 10s. That's what you see, the 4. There were just 4 10s, but another group of 10 joined. So how many 10s do you see now? 5 10s. So we now have 50. Now look at 116. We took 1 away. So it was 6, but we took 1 away. So now I only have 5 in my ones house. Do I still have 110? Yes. Do I still have 1 big bundle of 100? Yes. So I have 115. 115. I have a bundle of 100. I have 1 group of 10. And I have 5 1s. And together that makes 115. 115. If we took all those straws out and I made you count them all, you'd have to count all the way to 115. Yikes, right? All right, wow. So we are now in the 50s family. I need to add 50 to our number line, and that's all we have today. Great job, guys. Have a wonderful day.